What's going on, guys? So if you guys follow RWBY Amity Arena's official Facebook page, you guys would have seen that yesterday or earlier today that they released the very first patch notes for the game's first update. Now this is a major update. If you go into their the Facebook page for this, the first thing you're going to see is it saying welcome to the first Amity Arena update, new units, new outfits, new emotes, balance changes and fixes. So now the major things that stick out in that phrase is new units, and then balance changes, of course, and fixes. Now, when I first read this, I was going through it and I was like, okay, most of these things are things that everybody used to been wanting, and just a little things thrown in there that aren't gonna affect the game itself, but are just gonna affect the player's experience with the game. So one of the things is emotes, but we'll get into that a little later. And so yeah, so if you go ahead and start, the first thing that they're gonna introduce is new units. Now, they released the 3 sneak peeks on their Facebook page and Instagram for these units. They only released the sneak peeks for 3 of these, I believe, and the other one was just they just threw that in there for extra. So the first troop is going to go ahead and be the Parasol Neo, which is honestly one of my favorite characters in the show right now. I just got to volume 3, and this is where she's introduced. And so currently in volume 3, she's like a mysterious character. All you know is that she tanks a lot of things and that she just whoops yang. And then this mysterious girl that looks like a future RWBY comes in and saves them and whatever, but you haven't really seen much of her. So I'm really looking forward to using her. She's going to cost 4 aura and she's an epic card. So on my main account I have about 600 gems. I'm saving those, so when she releases I'm going to try to get her or one of the other new cards so I can go ahead and drop some gameplay for you guys. Then it says she's a melee unit that uses her Parasol as a barrier to resist attacks. Now this is what she does in the anime, to where she basically holds her umbrella out, or a parasol, whatever they want to call it. She holds it out, and it basically blocks anything coming out of range, physical, whatever. And then she doesn't teleport in the show so far that I've seen, but her second ability, which is her active ability, is going to be teleports to a random location. And the way they word it's a little weird, but basically she teleports, and then she does like a landing attack with her parasol, which is going to go ahead and shatter it. So what I'm thinking is she's going to have like a shield bar and then a health bar, and the shield bar is absorbing hits, and then once it's about to break you're going to want to use the ability so that before it breaks you can get a nice little chip damage off on either the tower or some troops or whatever. So yeah, so I'm really looking forward to her. She's really going to up the game when it comes to defending against Rocket Yang and just other troops that are really AoE based and that deal a lot of damage to your group. The next card is going to be the Petrogigas, which is a 6 aura card and it's rare. This is kind of like the Golem in Clash Royale, but it costs 6 instead of 8, to where it's just a giant tank that goes for towers only, and upon the first death, or upon killing it, it's going to go ahead and do AoE damage. But unlike a Golem, it's not going to split into 2 Golemites, it's just going to sit there and die, which is going to spawn in kind of like a spell card. It's going to drop boulders upon death, which are going to fall and deal area damage. So I'm really looking forward to that as well. I might even use them both together. Just those two together seem very defensive. You can use the Gigas to bait out the what's it called, the Death Stalkers, and then you can use her to counter Rocket Gang. Like I said earlier, you can use her to bait out the Ice Wise. Now since it blocks it, I'm not sure if the Parasol is going to eat up the freeze or not, but if it's not going to, you can just go ahead and slam her before she uses it, and yeah, it's going to be huge. So next up we have the Zhang family, 6 aura normal. This basically, it says these two idiots attack with axes, while Junior, which is the main guy in the middle, attack from a distance with his Bazooka. Now this card I'm not really looking forward to too much because 6 elixir is a very high very high investment for something that doesn't look too destructive. I mean, it can be used to destroy the Gigas or other tanky cards, but other than that, I feel like it's just really too... Unless the 2 guys in the front have a lot of HP, I don't really see myself using it too much. The last card is one that I'm going to be using because it's like a Hog Rider, but it has more mobility. It's going to be the Bale Wolf Alpha. This is one that they leaked last, and it's one that... Oh no, it was the first one they leaked on their Instagram and on their Facebook, and I was hyped when I saw it. It's a melee unit that leaps at structures, very straightforward. I'm not sure how much health it's going to have, but clearly it's like a Hog Rider with more health, and then it can leap. So after that, we have, you guys saw in the game, it says events tab, and it says events coming soon. This is what they were talking about. So one guy posted on Reddit saying that there was a bug with his game. He won, and you guys see in the picture, I'll put it up on the screen, he got plus 999 or whatever of cookies and every other currency, and he said maybe this is going to be for the future update. Now he was correct. The cookies are the new addition. It says, see the hottest fashion trend in Remnant with all the new cookie shop. Collect cookies in-game and spend them to earn new outfits and emotes. What are cookies, you ask? They are used to buy cosmetic goods in the cookie shop in-game. There are two types, the regular cookies, which you get through your gameplay and events, and then you get the K-Cow cookies, which are gained when buying Schneep Premium Dust in the shop. Now, this isn't really pay to win or pay to advance because it's only used for cosmetic stuff, which don't really matter. So I'm hyped about that, and I'm happy that it doesn't affect the gameplay as well, because that would be a huge red flag. So moving on, you guys can see the picture here. You get a set of emotes for Yang and for Ribbon Blake, and as well as Ice-Wise, but the main two are Yang and Blake. And you also get the school outfits for Pyrrha, Blake, RWBY, and John. And under that it says, so what's in the cookie shop? As I just said, you get outfits, emoticons, and outfit draws from there. If you don't want to choose a specific outfit, like let's say the one you like, let's say all the ones that are available in the draw you already have, you can go ahead and do an outfit draw, which is a randomly generates one that you don't have. So you can either just choose the ones that you want, or you can just get a random draw for the fun of it, which is probably what I'll be doing just so it adds more excitement into it. These are the main two you get. It's Ice-Wise pajamas and the Blake pajamas. The Blake one's a little better in my opinion. The Ice-Wise is kind of meh. I don't really care about that one. And then these are the 4 school outfit ones that I mentioned. These are some of the sets for the Blake and the, what's it called? Blake and the Yang emoticons. And one thing that I'm hyped for is they added in new titles, which are kind of whatever. You have Beacon Academy all the way up to the 8th Academy, which is called Mistral Village. But the one that I'm hyped for is Emoticon Decks. Now you can put any emoticon from any character into one customizable deck, and you can use those whenever you want. So that's what I've been wanting for the longest time. I hate because some of the crying ones look better on different characters and stuff like that. So I'm hyped that I can use whatever ones I want mixed together. Next up, you're gonna have the game balancing changes. Now this is very, very confusing for me. So the first one is Pyrrha. They're gonna go ahead and increase her HP by 6%. When I read that, I was like, dope, they're buffing Pyrrha. And then I read attack reduced by 5%, skill damage reduced by 5%, and attack speed reduced from 1.2 to 1.4, as well as skill cooldown increase from 14 seconds to 16 seconds. So what they're doing here, they're basically making her like another John, to where she's super, super bulky, and they're making it to where the ability isn't going to be so heavily relied on, and it's not going to be as effective. Now, me personally, I use the ability to one-shot Ice-Wises, to one-shot any air troop, and so them buffing it or nerfing it 4 times is going to be detrimental. And I really don't hear people complain about Pyrrha as much. They complain about Rocket Yang. If you look at the Facebook comments for this, you're going to see everybody just raging over Rocket Yang not getting a nerf. And so yeah, so I really don't understand why they so heavily focused in on Pyrrha, but that's whatever. I'll just take her out my deck probably once they get the new cards. Next up is Baby Deathstalkers. I mean, these are kind of broken. These are like the backbone of every single deck, but it wasn't really a really big nerf. All they did was they reduced the attack speed from 1 to 1.1. Not a big deal. Moving on. Then we have Sun Wukong, which is the first epic that I rolled on my second account, and I really thought that the DK for 4 seconds was really bad. And so I'm glad that they made it to 6 seconds, so now Sun Wukong is overall more usable. Last but not least, we have Biker Yang, which is the wrong Yang that they buffed or nerfed. And they basically wanted to make it to where it didn't push back heavy troops like the Borbatusk and King Daijidu, because a lot of people were complaining that these heavy troops weren't even getting a chance because they couldn't even get past her, which I agree with that. So I'm glad they added that. And then, so yeah, so smaller troops still gonna get one-shotted. Heavier troops will eventually get through. And so that's basically going to make Biker Yang less viable in the lower arenas. You don't see Biker Yang in higher arenas, so that's not really a big problem. So yeah, other than that, This is the one that really stuck out to me, and I'm really not gonna like this one. They edited the way that you get Lien when you win, to where before you get Battle Lien for winning every single match, and you can win it 20 times a day. Now, you can only win it 10 times a day, and you get 5 times the Lien, but they took out the Lien you get from victory crates that are scrap, bronze, silver, and gold. So now the only gold you're going to get out of victory chest are bolt crates, greater crates, and superior crates. So this to me is really bad, because for a free-to-play player, this is basically saying no more buying crates, you have to buy Lien, because getting 200 Lien a day is not going to do anything for you. So I'm not really sure about that one. We'll see how it actually works out when the update fully comes live. But yeah, so moving on from that, we have keys refill faster. Great. They refill 0.5 hours faster, which I love that. And that's going to make it to where we can grind more. And yeah, so other than that, that's going to be it for the very first update coming to RWBY Amity Arena. Let me know your guys' comments down below, whether you guys think the balance updates were needed, whether you guys think certain cards should have been there that aren't there. And yeah, so other than that, that's been it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed my insight to it, and I hope you guys are looking forward to playing our RWBY Amity Arena later today when the update comes live.